Hey everybody, and welcome to the intersection of sports and marketing. I'm Cristiano, and this is episode 33 of OUTOFSCOPE. Stop watching the news. Seriously, stop it. All you marketers out there need to listen to this.
Sports marketing expert Cristiano.
Cristiano.
Marketers and advertisers and brands always have to keep in mind, you have to play to the state of your audience. Endurance sports athletes are absolutely fanatics.
Having a Facebook page doesn't get you any business, but doing it right can be quite effective.
Yeah, I said it. Stop watching the news. Seriously, turn that crap off. This has nothing to do with sports. Has a little to do with business, but mostly has to do with the personal side of life. And something that I learned maybe 5-6 years ago that completely changed my life, both personally, business, everything. I'm a big fan of Tim Ferriss. He's a great guy, puts out awesome content, always trying to push the envelope, try different things, test himself, test people. I find it interesting. I think he's a good writer. I think he gets right to the point. I don't think he wastes his time with unnecessary things. And I think that's why I kind of gravitate towards the things that he speaks about. And one of the things that he spoke about years ago, I actually think it was in the 4-Hour Work Week, but something I read that even farther ago, but something I didn't take seriously until maybe 4 or 5 years ago, which was, he said, stop watching the news. And I think it was him, or maybe I kind of started doing some research and found other people that had said similar things. And I've started to find a pattern. Things like, for example, somebody had laid out a bunch of headlines in newspapers, things that said stuff along the lines of, the flu is here, more people are going to die, this year than ever. There's this outbreak in such and such country of XYZ. There's this political thing that's going on that's horrible for our country or some other country. There's a war going on over here. There's a financial crisis happening. And it was all stuff that is happening now, was happening, when I originally read this. And then they revealed when these headlines were written, and it was like 1842, 1904, 1887, and it really just struck a chord with me to realize that these same headlines, these same stories, these same problems, these same issues have been going on not only for decades, not only for centuries, but thousands of years. People, ourselves, myself included, like to think that, we're part of some sort of superior time in which we're smarter than everyone in history before us. And the reality is we're not. We're lucky to have awesome technology and, instant communication with people and access to information and data like never before. That is new. But us as a society, as a culture, as a species, we haven't really changed much. And I think it took something like that to see how it really hasn't changed in over 100 years, and even there was examples that went back farther than that. And the reason that I came to the conclusion, based on Tim Ferriss and everyone else that was talking like this, to stop looking, stop reading, stop watching the news, was that it never changes. It's always the same thing. It's very panic-driven. It's very, today, this is the worst thing that's ever happened, ever. But we said that 3 months ago. We said that 3 years ago. We said that 30 years ago. We said that 3,000 years ago. We have the same problems over and over and over and over, and it doesn't change. We just feel like now is the worst it's ever been. And I think that I'm a big proponent of social and access to information instantaneously. I think it's fantastic. I think the downfall of that is that it perpetuates this anxiety and stress as a society and as a culture. And I get that everyone wants to know what's going on at every moment in time, but can any one person change what's happening financially or politically or in some other country? No, or chances are very slim to none. And so for general people like myself who aren't involved in politics, I'm not a doctor, I can't go change anything about the flu season, I'm not I'm not a politician, nor do I ever want to be. I'm not going to go to Capitol Hill and change, something over there. So why do I need any of that information? It's complete and utter noise. And I feel that so many people get so sucked into feeling that they have to know it and they have to watch it, and if they don't read a paper, if they don't watch the news, then they're out of the know. And it's not true. I actually stopped following all news resources on my in Twitter because I don't want to know about it, except for sports news, of course, because that's fun and exciting, and that's what I want to know, and that's what we do here. So I need to know about it. But things that I don't need to know about, I don't pay attention to. And what's funny is in 5 years of not watching the news and not reading a newspaper, I'm equally as clued in as the general public to big issues and things that are going on. Why? Because people talk about it. I don't need to read a paper. Somebody's going to tell me about it. Somebody on the subway is going to mention it. Somebody in the office is going to bring it up if it's something that I should know about. Maybe I'm not the first person to know about it, and a lot of times I'm the last guy. I come home and my fiance is like, "Oh, did you hear about XYZ?" I'm like, "No, I didn't know that happened." But there's nothing that I could have personally done about whatever that thing was that was on the news. But what it did do by me not paying attention to that is it opened up so much other time in my day over the last 4 or 5 years to focus on things that do matter to me, things that matter to my business, things that matter personally. And it removes so much noise from your life that it allows you to focus deeper and farther on the things that you really care about. If politics are something you care about, then that's great if it's something that you're actually involved with. But if it's something that you just want to be involved in the conversation, it's a waste of your time and energy because it doesn't change. Politics have had the same issues and conversations for hundreds of years and will continue to do so, but we feel that this time it's going to change or this person's going to be different. It's the same thing always, every single time. And I think that's a difficult conversation for people to have because I think people really want to hang on to their, no, this thing is different, this person is different, this time it's worse, this time it's better. And in reality is, it's kind of been on the same path. I'm not just talking about politics. Everything has kind of been on a similar path, going up, going down, going sideways, not going anywhere. And then there's a lot of noise going up and down. And if you ignore the noise, you just start to realize that it's all pretty much the same. It's not that big of a deal. It's not that much of a stress. I don't really need to know what this person is saying. I don't really need to know that, X, Y, and Z happened. And it's so freeing, it's amazing. You get to sit back and you get to enjoy life without having to get up in the morning and get your head wrapped around all of these things that happened overnight and yesterday, and it becomes very stressful. And I think that was Tim's point, as well as some of the other people that he's talked to about this, as well as people that I know personally and professionally that have done the same thing and have dropped paying attention and watching news or reading it. It is the most freeing thing I have ever done in my entire life. And I really genuinely suggest that anybody try it. Go cold turkey for 1 month. Not a week, not 2 weeks, 1 entire month. Because it's long enough to where it's a full commitment. It's going to be difficult for people that are news junkies, but it's a full commitment. You're all in if you're going out for a month. But by the time you get to the end of that month, I guarantee you, you won't have missed anything. Nothing will have changed. It will all relatively be the same. And if there was any major news that you really needed to know about, somebody told you. And that's all you need to know. Let everyone else filter out the noise for you. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your energy. Don't waste your brain power. And definitely don't let the news, don't let papers create anxiety and stress in your life because it's not worth it. I'm telling you right now, anybody who watches this, try it 1 month. Email me your comment and let me know if you try it out. I would love to know if it did anything for you or if you think I'm just a crazy nutcase. I really would. But anyway, I highly suggest it. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to YouTube and the podcast, of course. And hit me up on Twitter at Brian_Cristiano. No H. There's no H in my name. We'll catch you in the next episode.